Welcome back to EFC TV. This is the bit. Welcome back to just come on a bit. You go. Welcome back to EFC TV. This is the domestic start Lemshill versus Bournemouth. A very tough away game. Listen, a very tough home. A very tough home. A very tough away game. A very tough home game. A very tough home game. Excuse me. A tough home game. A tough home game. Yeah, that's it. Sometimes say, sometimes say a word that doesn't sound like the word game, but in a word, but yeah, that's what I do. Listen, guys, I do apologise for doing that. It's just I can't say that word correctly sometimes. It annoys me. Yeah, that's what I said. Listen, do apologise because of that. Listen, guys, I do apologise. Do that. I don't mean it's just that word really bugged me. So yeah, yeah. Obviously, for a very I think it's not very tough. But I think obviously for a tough, I think it's not very tough, but a tough home game versus a side that obviously are safe in Premier League already. Why do we? Why on earth do we make it down to not make it? How on earth do we make it? Why do we have to choose it down to the final game of the season? So why do we choose the final game? Why do we have to choose for the final game of the season? Why? I don't know. It's just me going on now, but yeah. In goal, Pickford again. Listen. Okay, I think I'll John Pickford. Listen. Okay. You know what? Listen. I think also he might pick his final Everton game that he plays because one, he might be being sold in the summer or something like that. I don't know, but listen. Hopefully we don't sell him in the summer. Hopefully he stays. But again, I've got a feeling that he might be sold this summer, which is very, very concerning. But that's just me personally because let's talk about Pickford has been very. I think that Pickford has been good and he's been bad. But I think Pickford has been good and bad. But he has always come out. It's not come out, but he always has come good in the big game. The big games we've had. The big games we've had at home and stuff like that. So yeah. And then obviously, just fix that. It's bugging me. Yeah. And then obviously, I've gone with back four of Mykolenko because I think he's fit. I think he's able and he's match fit to play. And then obviously, I've gone Tarkowski and Mina. Mina's final game. And it's also Mina's final Everton game as an Everton player because one, we haven't renewed his contract yet, and there's a good chance that he will be a free agent, and quite a team free agent, but he'll come free agent. You know what? I think Mina is seriously, he's a proper brilliant defender. Listen, I think like a slower. It's not let's go league, but maybe a slow league, maybe he can do better. Who knows? But yeah, that's right. We'll see where he goes. But anyway, then next time I'm going to Tarkowski. I can't say his name. Tarkowski next to him because one, again, he's been a really good solid player. It's not good, but he's been decently okay and good player for the season. So then obviously on the right, I don't want to do this because one, I don't like this player and I frankly don't want to play him. But we've got the right back. So then obviously at right back, I've gone Holgate. I've gone Holgate because one, I really don't play him because one, I really don't want to play him, and two, we obviously Coleman and Patterson are both out injured. Obviously, again two because one, Patterson and Holgate. Listen, right, obviously Patterson and Coleman are both are injured. Coleman and Patterson are both are injured. So again, very, very. It's kind of a forced choice for me to put him in there. I don't want to put him there because I don't like him. His attitude and all the other stuff around him annoys me. His attitude and his defensive awareness bugs me. Really gets my nerves. So Then I've seen midfield, I've gone with Garner, Doucoure, Gueye. I've gone with that because one, that midfield has been there most of the season, so again, I'm going to keep that there. I think we had like Coady there, stuff like that, but yeah, I'm going to go. But so I'm going to go with that because one, that midfield has been there. See, as well as that, right? You know, you got players like Doucoure who can get off the ball and, you know, create a chance of it and score a goal. Well, he has scored a few goals. Well, Doucoure as well. He has scored, he has scored 1 or 2 goals this season for us. He has scored one or two goals this season. He has scored 1 or 2 goals for us as well this season, and he's a player that holds the ball really well. So I'm going to go with him. And then, as well as that, you know, I think it's Garner because his defensive awareness is not great, but it's still good defensive awareness he has as well. And I think, James Garner's. Listen, I think like James Garner's awareness defensively, its awareness is a bit like Guy's, where he does have the awareness to do the job and to be defensively good and, you know, keep out teams like, you know, Bournemouth and teams we've faced. So just like that. Yeah. And then on the wings I've gone with McNeil and I've gone with us because McNeil all season long. Listen, I don't know why, but McNeil has been like generally been good. Listen, okay, listen. I don't know why, but McNeil, for some strange weird reason, he's actually starting to play well, and he's actually starting to play like really well. And I was like, this guy's like, I'm thinking about this guy. Yeah, and I'm thinking about McNeil's a player. You know, Sean Dyche never used to play him, but I'm thinking, Sean Dyche, he's come to Everton, he started playing him all the time, you know, on that side of the pitch. I'm thinking, wow, this guy has actually transformed his form from not playing to actually starting like every single Premier League, you know, every single Premier League home game at home, you know, like every single Premier League home game. Yeah, I think, you know, he started in every single Premier League. And I think he starts every single Premier League game. Yeah, and I think, you know, he's starting every single Premier League game, which is just bonkers, mad. Like, I'm thinking, isn't it, man? Yeah, that was just, I've gone with Axel because Axel is a player, obviously, because one's got pace, he can come down and pitch. Was that right? I think he's only scored 1 or 2 goals as well. I think he's only scored 1 or 2 goals for us as well this season, which is not a great number of goals he scored. Again, he's a player that, okay, you know what? There's something at times Iwobi is a player that annoys me, and then in the same way he doesn't annoy me. So he's a player that's in the middle, really. You know, he's a player that's actually in the middle, in a way, because he's just, I don't know, just made that. Then I've shut front of going to my Gueye. I've gone with, obviously, no, they're not front of going Gueye. I've gone to my Gueye because obviously Gueye is a player that, you know, he has created a few really good chances to get a goal, and then he obviously, I think the few games we've had when he has played up front, he has actually scored a few good, really good solid goals to get, you know, a few good, really good quality solid goals, some really good quality solid goals, you know, to get us to win the game, or something, you know, to get us a draw, you know, to think, I think, you know, and then I think, you know what, and then, you know, to get us to actually draw those away games or home games, and he's done that, and then he's also gone on the other hand. He's also gone and helped us get wins. He's also helped us score the goal and get the win in an away game or a home game as well, which is quite interesting. But yeah, I've gone great. Substitutions are Begavic, Onana. Listen, right, I would have played him, but let's think the last. Let's think the last away game we had. He didn't do brilliantly well, so and then obviously the team's Davies. The next team is obviously next team is Davies, Keane, Mills, Sims. Again, a player that I think might have been to start because again he's a player that, you know, has that real like probably saves, you know, as a, you know, and then So I think the thing Sims is a player that, in my opinion. Yeah, I think the weird way Sims is a player that I think, you know, Sims is a player that has the real ability to do well and, you know, do well for us in the future, next season or season after that, maybe, I don't know, but, you know, yeah, it's mad, really. Then listen, I've got Godfrey there, but obviously Godfrey's there, but listen, I'm not had a chance to change it, so I do apologize for having him, Godfrey there. Listen, I do apologize for Godfrey being there, it's just because he's because I've had no attention really, so I do apologise. So with that, then next to him Welch, and then obviously next to us is Coady. Again, you know what? I've gone with Coady because one, Coady's a player that we could bring off. Listen, obviously Coady's a player that can bring on, like in second half, or listen, I think Coady's a player you can bring on in second half, maybe on the, I don't know, the 50th or 40th minute of the game when we listen. I think Coady's a player that I think Coady's a player that you can actually bring a player like Coady on. I feel like Coady's a player you can bring on. I feel like Coady's a player that you can bring on. I feel like Coady's actually a player that you can bring on. In the second half, maybe on 50th minute or 70th minute or whatever minute it is, in the game when we're doing really well, getting results and whatnot. When we're doing well, may bring him on then, or may bring him on when we're not doing well. So again, he's a player that I genuinely like to see come on again. Listen, I don't know why Davies won't play him. I honestly don't know why. Is it because of his age, or I don't know what it is? Because honestly, guys, I don't know what it is because I don't know. But again, that's it. Guys, let me first come. Do you think that I picked the right starting 11, the wrong starting 11? Do you think I should have gone with, I don't know, Godfrey instead of Holgate, or listen, would you have gone? Listen, I think should have gone back three, or everything like that. Okay, let's also forget, let's also forget, obviously what starting 11 would you go from the same one I've gone with, or a completely different one to the one I've gone with, or anything like that, anything like that. Do you think we'll get a result out of this home game, the final home game of the season, or the final game of the season, final home game? So that's final game, final home game and final game of the season. Final home game, or final home game, or like final game, final game of the season, final game of the season as well, which is just a mad title to give it. But there you go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, obviously, if you want to follow me on social media and whatnot, if you want to follow me on my social media, you can follow me on twitter.com/EFC TV. Listen, I'd really appreciate. I'd really appreciate you guys sharing it, giving likes and comments. And I'd really appreciate you guys subscribing to I really appreciate you guys leaving comments as well, because it really helps me out letting those videos go bad. Let me know. Yeah. If you want to see all the latest videos and like match previews and match reactions topics, all those videos, right? And you want to see exclusive videos like fantasy starting 11, like fantasy starting 11, like fantasy starting 11, and you want to see exclusive videos like sort of fantasy starting 11, fantasy starting 11, or Premier League team of the season, or like Premier League team. Obviously so I think Premier League team of the season, or anything like that, like end season views well, which are end season views well, for doing well. Obviously the videos like that as well, and you want to hear about them in the first place, and you want to hear about them in the first place, and you want to hear about them in the first place, and you want to get notifications for every single video I upload to this channel as well. I'd really appreciate you guys. I'd really appreciate you guys subscribing to EFC TV, because one, it absolutely massively, massively helps me out, because it does. And two, I imagine it helps you guys out when you listen. And two, I imagine it helps you guys out as well when you're watching videos on YouTube. I imagine it helps you out. And two, I imagine it helps you guys out on YouTube when you're watching videos. I imagine. I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I honestly don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I seriously honestly don't know, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I honestly don't know, but I hope it does. Yeah, go. That's it.